Okay, we're live. So today we're going to look into Astro 3.0. It was released yesterday. This is the first first time I have time to kind of like look into it. Um, the thing that we're going to look kind of like more into is HMR because HMR wasn't working for JSX frameworks in Astro, and uh, 10 stacks, uh, 10 stack start had issues with it. Uh, Solid start when it was going to be built on Astro had some issues with this, and I have this project that kind of like trying to address it, which again I will need to kind of like update for Astro 3 and all that stuff. But we're going to start with B2B SaaS Kit. So B2B SaaS Kit is a template for Astro. Um, it's a pretty kind of like big application, and it's how I'm going to say it. Um, it's a pretty big app, and it's pretty complicated because it uses I don't know like tRPC and all of things in between. So there are a lot of things that could go wrong. Don't use like middleware or auth stuff too deeply, but if we did, that would be even more problem. But we haven't updated to Astro 3 yet, which is again was released just 2 days ago, so I didn't have too much time to look into it. I started to look a bit into it, and yeah, I guess let's just start with what I did. Um, so so this is the branch that I created for Astro, right? I started with just hey, just update everything to latest versions that's related to Astro. It's possible that they need to update more stuff, but that's how I started. Some experimental flags are now stable, so they don't. Um, I think it just like doesn't build if you have unknown experimental flag. Yeah, so I had to remove this one. So like images are now just part of the client. And the first issue that I saw was this one, and it looks crazy. So let's say I move it kind of like back to this. Um, so we see that TypeScript is complaining, but usually you wouldn't think that it would matter for build, but it does for some reason. Yeah, and there are like so many warnings. Maybe not build, maybe dev. Yeah, they also start a new port now, so I don't know if I should like update all the docs to the new port or just make it so it uses the old port. Huh. I don't see the errors anymore. Yeah. Okay. So this is the error. So it's error that is happening during runtime. So as far as I understand, it um, uh, yeah. How do I? Yeah. So like the TypeScript compiler or whatever, when they were compiling it, they didn't remove it. So because it's undefined, because it's like type only, it will be an issue. So this is, I don't know, this is the first time I'm seeing this. I don't know if that's something Astro does or V does. I guess we only updated Astro, so it's interesting that we have an error in React code. But anyway, so I had to update everything to use uh, types, which wasn't that complicated. It was just showing me errors like that, and I was clicking on it and fixing it. Then it shows me this warning. I guess they are warning in version 3, and they are going to deprecate it in version 4. But you have to use kind of like uh, what do they call it? HTTP verbs or something. Yeah, you have to write it capital letters, which I don't know. I don't care. I don't see why they did this, and maybe like more frameworks do it the uppercase. I don't know. It doesn't bother me. Yeah. So the next fun one was that uh, I couldn't compile. Okay, it's not this. This. I couldn't deploy it on vercel because apparently it was creating too many lambda functions, which I don't even know how many, right? So am I close to the limit? Can I just get rid of a few SSR paths, or how does it work? It doesn't. so so we had to bundle everything together. Yeah, which is apart from Vercel wanting more money, I wonder what's the strategy here. Should Astro allow you to specify some kind of like bundles manually? So let's say, hey, I want everything except for I don't know, like OG to be in one lambda and OG be in the other because they are using like different libraries or something. So yeah, never touch that stuff. So they allow you to split your routes now, but I can't use it on a free tier. So um, yeah, I wonder if should add some kind of logs here. Like why did we do that? But oh well. So 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 one thing is that we have a lot of uh, warnings, and I haven't looked into them. But we also have some bugs, and yeah, yeah, I'm really not sure what is going on. Uh, so Let's start at the start. Um, so let me hide everything first. So this is the state that we have in Git right now. It was able to deploy it. So those styles changed, by the way. Uh, they fixed some specificity for Astro styles. So now it works better, I guess. But yeah, if you go to production, it has like a yeah, the button looks a bit different. So this is a link, and all the links have like visited color. This one it wasn't working. So just like specificity of CSS has changed, which hopefully it like doesn't break too much of your stuff, but for us at least it broke a bit. Um, I know that they have like a article somewhere about all the upgrade. But there's so much stuff that was changed. And yeah, I have no idea. It, you could import internal APIs, remove student report. Yeah, I don't know if we use anything internal. Yeah, I heard about cookies changing. Uh, I don't know if we use cookies like that. I think we have like a different API that we're using. Yeah, and I want to look look into this like multiple JSX stuff. Definitely, but not for this. Okay, so I guess let's start with something like more optimistic, so that it feels like I'm more hyped on this update than confused why everything is not working. Um, so one thing is that when we do def, so it starts on a port four four three four 431 4 3 2 1. So it's like the countdown for the liftoff, which is a nice touch. Chris Griffin posted on Twitter that this was like his contribution, his idea of like changing the port. Yeah, so as far as I know, you can send something like that. Port 3000. Hmm. Maybe like that. Okay. Yeah. Maybe like that. Okay. So you can do this. It will start on port 3000. So now the question, how can I change that in uh, in code? Port base server. Okay. So it's just a server on this level. Okay. It's okay. So we're able to start on 3000. So now can I override it with a command line? Okay, I can. And what happens if something is already listening on 3000? Yes. Do I have anything? No, not at the moment. Uh, yeah, I guess NC, LP. Don't remember how to do that. Localhost? I don't remember how to do it. Okay, I guess maybe it doesn't matter. Okay, so this is going to be the change that we are going to do uh, to keep our docs in sync, but maybe later we can go through all the docs and just replace ports. Probably not that. It's not a lot of docs, but if you, yeah, I think it's like easier to configure vercel and stuff if it's port 3000. So uh, let's keep the default port to 3000. Okay. Um, okay, so let's do def without port. Okay. Hi. Yeah, I just quickly will say what I'm doing. So Astro launch week is happening. Everyone is launching some Astro stuff, and Astro 3.0 was released yesterday. So I'm trying to update my projects. I need to update QGP as well, but I'm going to start with B2B SaaS Kit because that's like a bigger project, and it's not that easy to update it. So I was showing what I had to do so far. So updated to Astro 3. Uh, they deprecated like assets integration is now like not experimental but regular version. Uh, they changed how TypeScript compiles, which I was pretty surprised. They changed the post to post in shouting case, and they can split server bundles now, but I'm on a free plan, so it's not going to work. So I had to switch back. And the same idea, like all of our docs are written for Pro 3000, so I had to switch back uh, for this. Uh, by the way, Vercel has their own like vercel dev command. I wonder if that one is going to conflicting with 3000. No, I think it works. Okay, cool. Yeah, so far everything is good. So we noticed that CSS specificity has changed. So this style of this button has changed a bit. But the main issue is that they broke React somehow. So everything is everything is kind of stuck in this like not hydrated state, and we're going to figure out what's going on there. But at first, let's just look at what changed. So go to 3000. So right now it shows the development version, which is going to switch to production. And it's like, why is this get started button change the color? So get started. So the color of this button, so visited text white. Okay, so we have visited text white here, but for some reason it doesn't pick it up. And we have visited color here. Okay, so specificity of this thing for some reason is higher than this thing. Okay, so this has just one class, and this has, oh wow, they actually show specificity squares. That's cool. Yeah, so and I guess like what's the old one? What's the specificity for old one? I didn't know that Chrome does that. That's really cool. Okay. So this was 0 to, yeah, so it's the same, but this one was smaller because it was using where instead of data attribute. Okay. Uh yeah, I'm not sure how I'm going to debug that. I guess, yeah, I have this. So the easy way to do that is to just say something like a visit that if, yeah, okay, text white, yeah. So if the, yeah, something like this. Okay, so this is localhost, but where's the production one? Here. Okay, it also has an underscore. Interesting. And an underscore, I guess, like it's not winning as well. Okay, so those links for some reason became very specific where they were before. Interesting. So, huh, not sure. So can I do something like not? I know that for pros, um, I wonder where do I have pros? I think in setup, and yeah, this becomes like a debug CSS with MeStream, which is not the funnest one. But so if I do, so if I can do not and say that, yeah, and say that I have this class. Okay. Okay. So first, this node thing comes into. Okay. Uh, okay. So how does where work? So if it's not, yeah. So let's say that it's not this class. Hmm. Because, oh, it's not hover. Okay. So I want to add some special class, and let's say, so instead of doing that visited thing, I'm going to say ignore visited, and let's say that this A doesn't have ignore visited. Okay, so it doesn't do underscore anymore. So now it do visited and not ignore visited. Yeah, not the best CSS I ever wrote, but hopefully that's kind of like good enough. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So that's going to be uh, uh, bring back get bring back old styles for get started button. And the thing is that specificity of style tag in Astro has changed. They used to add a class. Now they are doing data attributes. Okay, so uh, one bug less, right? So now we want to go to do some React. So this is do we need to do vercel stuff? Not really. So this is our kind of like create React app, just a page that has like no SSR and all that stuff. So um, so let's say that we have this, and okay, so locator.js works. That's a huge thing. It didn't used to work. Okay, still doesn't work on this button for some reason. I guess it's because it's disabled, but it's fun. But yeah, So I have this text. So like init.js is like the first thing that's great. So now I have this text, and so it doesn't look like it was able to click exactly in the place. So it looks like there's some issues translating lines and stuff. So that's not great, but yeah. So 1 to 5. Okay, so if I have some text here and I change this, it doesn't change, which is great. So now let's say do you use React as Astro or just Astro? Yeah, so uh, so I never used just Astro. And the best example of app where I use just Astro is this. So this is the page that just shows you some docs, and it uses Astro collections with like, hey, this is the thing that you need to do first, this is the thing that you need to do last. Like those check marks are checked on the server, and it will check the like environment value set or not, which is like client doesn't have that information, right? um, but even here, when I click on this thing, right, this animation, by the way, it works if you turn off JavaScript. So if I go and disable JavaScript and I refresh, it actually still works. It just like doesn't work as smoothly, right? Um, so now I can enable. Okay, what's happening? Okay, I guess it's already enabled. Okay, yeah. So now we have JavaScript, and so this animation is actually done with Solid, which I don't use the Solid components. I just use like a few utilities from Solid. And I guess like this page was done with Astro, yet still, if you go to like this thing, we have some JavaScript. I think it used to be React. Maybe like it's not React anymore, but it's some JavaScript, right? And oh yeah, so our new pricing is our new pricing page has like some JavaScript and all that stuff. So, but the main point is that when you go to when you go to login page, that's where we have React, and that's where we have like a full blown React single page application, which has React query, React router, like everything, but it's still hosted as Astro component. So like the architecture is called Fat Islands. So you have basically like the whole page. Yeah. So if I hover it, like every pixel on the screen inside of React, but we still use Astro from the from higher what is it? The document basically is generated by Astro, but for us it's cool because it's the same Astro application for our whole website, and it just includes both kind of like more static pages and more dynamic. And B2B SaaS Kit is kind of like a way, it goes even deeper into that idea, and it allows you to write like this app, right? So which is like also Fat Island, but our application here, it's actually kind of like full blown remix like application that has, I don't know, like loaders and all that stuff. So when you click on this button, it's like the router will go to the server and get all the information, and it will do all the kind of like okay, you need to go here thing to get rid of the cache, and it shows like this, like pending animation, all that stuff that you would usually go for like remix, right? But I was still able to put all of that in Astro. And now the cool part is that when I do, do we have some kind of like model or something? We probably don't anymore, but we used to. So if I go to prompt and edit it, I can have this. Oh no, I have to go to prompt and share it. Yeah. So this is the like the example of like I want to have a thing, so it like pops up and there's a stuff and all of this, and it's just like ephemeral state. If I refresh the page, I'm going to get out of it, right? But now I want to change this. I want to change some of that text. So like prompt you. Uh, okay, like locator.js doesn't work completely for some reason. Yeah, so I have this thing. Okay, and it reset it actually. Yeah, this is not great. Why did it reset it? Yes, it's prompt 2 now. Huh. Maybe it was getting new data in React query. I don't know if that's a thing that could happen. Yeah, it got it into like fetching state. I don't know if that's enough to reset the model. Okay, but I just want to see how good kind of like HMR is. I think that I don't. Okay, sorry, it's a bit hard to read. I guess I think that I don't like in React is the use effect. Okay, yeah, thanks. Yeah, I started with React before use effect was a thing. I even started before class components were a thing. So I'm really old school. So yeah, I think use effect is fine. You do want to get rid of it usually, yeah, but I'm not, yeah, going and saying like, hey, never use it or it's like the worst thing possible. It's a thing, and there are some problems with it. But yeah, so what we are looking at right now is that in Astro, in Astro, every change that you would do will kind of like destroy everything. And right now you have a bit more things that could be preserved. So uh, hmm, I don't see our examples for some reason. Is it breaking somehow? Okay, so let's go to production. I guess they signed me out of production. So go here. Yeah, you see the pending state, because like on the real server it's a bit slower. It's easier to see. So I'm creating a prompt, and I can select it here. Oh, I was editing the prompt. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so I'm creating the prompt. I can select the state. So now if I go to, I don't know, related to, okay, so here, if I make a change, okay, only this thing have changed. So like all the selections, like everything kind of like stayed the same. And now if I change this state and change it back again, okay, it did reset. Okay, interesting. So if I type something here, okay, okay, interesting. So, so why? So why would it do this? And it was working and it was working on the other page, right? So when I was on survey, uh, I was writing something here. Where is it? Okay, so it was doing this. So the thing that I want to do is like hello, something like this. So you see that I can change React state, or I can preserve it. So use effect, set timeout, set hello to. Yeah, so we're going to change it to hello to. We're going to change this, and now if I change a word here, it still stays in hello to state. So which is like a thing that you want to have in an application, like as much state should be preserved as possible. uh, I wonder why we are losing the state. Okay, so we're using propel auth. I wonder if propel auth is messing this up because we don't use it here on this page. So this is what I would like expect. This is how HMR should work. This is this is what I liked about switching to Vite. Um, if I want to change something, if I want this use effect to rerun, I can change it. If I want this to change, I can change it. But if I'm changing something else, it stays the same. So this is I don't know, really really important for me. Really cool. It still doesn't work all the way completely. Okay, so let's investigate that a bit. So I wonder if what I can do is uh, if I can just go to that page. Yeah, this is what I'm going to do. I will go to this page and I will just insert that rate experience widget to create prompts page. So just like here, I will put rate experience. I will import it from survey, and hopefully that's going to work. Okay, so it doesn't work because uh, it's a client application, and it's also using different router. Interesting. Okay, so I could just remove the router part. So I can say that the rating is empty, and uh, so I still need navigation, but that's once like some buttons are pressed, and I have a link here. So let me get rid of the link again. Okay. So get URL page history. Okay. So where do we call a browser? Oh, okay. So I wonder if that's just because of that file calls it somewhere. So I will copy the code itself. So I guess a copy validate rating as well. Yeah, so on the left is navigate stuff, and let's remove it from here. So okay, so here's a widget. I'm updating something, right? And I want to see the same kind of like HMR thing because I tried to add QGB to this application, and I also noticed that it doesn't work. So I was like, okay, what's even what's even the point of trying then if it doesn't work? So I forgot what it was. Yeah, so I was changing something like this. So I changed it now. It preserved all this state fine. So now if I go, I write something here and change it. Okay, it resets this one, but it keeps this one the same. Okay. So it's not auth because this part is part of the auth as well. It could be React query stuff. Okay. Yeah, I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. Okay, so let's go to this, I guess. Yeah, how fast it changes. This is the stress test that I did before. So you change it and save it, and change it to save it, and just like try to do that as fast as possible. Um, Once I did that in Next.js with TurboPack, uh, it just like the application crashed. Yeah, I guess like yeah, don't change too quickly. Um, so this is fine. We are fine. Everything is fine. I guess our like application code is written in some way that is messing up with HMR, and we haven't noticed that because we were like never never touching that, right? So this is interesting because this is like an iframe. It has all kinds of state and stuff. And I wonder if I should just like go back to the old version and just to show how it looked before. Um, so we go to support and we're like, okay, support 2. So it just changed. So let's go to, so we didn't need this, we didn't need this, we didn't need this, we didn't need this anymore. Okay, so let's just go to, yeah, let's just switch to main. Do I have anything in main? No, okay. So yarn dev. So let's downgrade to the old version and let's just start it. Uh, and I want to show it because okay. Oh yeah, I need to run Doppler. Okay, so we have this. So now we go back to support. We change support to, and you saw like everything disappeared. Everything had to be recreated. Yeah, which is really quickly you can notice that. And if we go to prompts, we create a new prompt. We create a pirate. I guess yeah, and we change something. And now I go to create prompt, and I yeah, just like update text, and the whole page reloaded. So like I lost this state, I lost this state, right? So like everything got lost. So now if I go to something and I click on share, if I change the text again, like everything destroyed, even though we actually were changing like the other the other file that was not used in this page. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know how compelling that demo was, but for me, it's like a really important that really kind of like unlocks some stuff. Um, I guess the next thing that I want to try is using multiple JSX frameworks at the same time, and this is where I want to play with Solid and React. Um, as I said, this page is already using Solid, right? But it doesn't use Solid JSX. So if I go to setup, step Astro. So right now it's just using a script tag. So now if I go here and uh, how would I do it? Details body. Yeah, so like could details body be a solid component? Which is like, why not? Uh, so I start with saying uh, details body, the uppercase, right? So and I just create a file, details uh, body.tsx, and uh, expert function details body uh, console log details return 123. Okay, so I created it right now. So let me import it, and it shows 123. So now I go to components, and I'm just like, hey, component, is that you? uh, okay, yeah. So there is no runtime component because we need to add client load to make it client. Now I go to detail. Okay, so I see all of this stuff in React, and I don't see anything in Solid, like how or why this happened. We go to whatever, like multiple JSX frameworks. Interesting. They actually have on Astro website. They have this integrations, maybe. Hmm. Kitchen. They used to have this kitchen sink example. Is it astro.new? Yeah. So if I go to frameworks, there is one that is, yeah, kitchen sink. So what did they do there? Yep. That's cool. So yeah, I don't know how would like VS Code know if you're doing solid or yeah. So what do you have in TS config? Yeah, just preserve. So maybe in each framework they have, yeah, just import source. Yeah, okay, that's cool. I often might ask myself this question. Yeah, those are the questions to ask. So if I go here and if I go to solid, if I just add this, so it's like, hey, this is solid now. Um, I guess like nothing should change yet. But if I do signal something like that, so this actually should still work. Okay, yeah, but it works as React. I guess the thing is, yeah, React. Yeah, you have to. Hmm. Hmm. Interesting. Yeah. So I still don't understand. I still don't know what would the pattern be that I would use. I don't think this is the. This doesn't feel like the best one. So we have React here. Uh, include. Okay. So I don't see the syntax highlighting. Yes, not the syntax highlighting, but how do you say it? Like the okay, nothing works. Expected 0 arguments. Interesting. So do I use the right React? Oh, sure. I forgot. I forgot that we're doing this thing where we're going back to the old code just to check if it works. Okay. Yeah, let me switch back to let me switch back to the proper branch. Uh, okay, so yeah, let's yeah, that's how you know that it doesn't work, right? It wasn't possible before because they were using their own kind of like React integration, and now it's more on one. Okay, so let's go back here. So now we go here, and it still doesn't show it. Yes, maybe we need to restart it again. Okay, include, exclude, experimental React children. What's that? Yeah. So now I wonder if I should just do exclude and I say that I'm excluding. Okay, so how exclude works? Okay, I don't know if my VS Code is just that. Okay, string regex or array. Okay, uh, import source. Okay, okay, that's not it. Uh, yeah, okay. I guess they're like no docs, but so I wonder if I can just like write file one by one. So if I just say, hey, this is the file that is not React. Okay, now my thing has died. Uh, let me just let me just restart Chrome. Oh, not Chrome, but thing. Okay, so I did this. I do exclude. Okay. Uh, request is outdated. Okay, well, what's happening? What is actually happening? Okay, so it's still React. So exclude didn't work. So now if yeah, because I don't know, I guess I know like the full path. So will that work? Okay, it's still React. Hmm. Maybe it's a folder. Okay, crashed it, but not completely. Okay, so maybe it's relative folder. Okay. Okay, so what do they do in that? Yeah, they do include. Hmm. Okay, so if I do, yeah, if I do just like star, right? So like everything, exclude everything. Huh. I wonder if I need to restart it. Okay. Okay, I'm a bit confused, but okay. So let's say I want to do npx astro add solid. So we're going to install this and this. Like, I'm glad that they don't install astro back again. The purpose of the exclude is to prevent mounting certain components. Yeah, so okay, so I guess their thing is broken a bit. Continue. I need this and probably this. Yeah, I wonder if I need JSX preserve. Okay, I'm going to answer your question. It's just that I'm like in the middle of thinking what I'm doing. Yeah, so I don't need this. Okay. They downgraded my solid. Is that what happened? Where's my solid? Solid. Yes, they did. But why? Why would they do that? Oh, I guess they upgraded. Okay, this is confusing. You shouldn't have like multiple versions of Solid. It will never like go as planned. Uh, okay, so I needed just this. I don't care about this, and this is fine now. Let's go to ts config and because we have react.js here, maybe that's what's getting in our way. So we don't have. So if I go to React, yeah, it's like default anyway. So I should do JSX preserve, and I remove JSX source. So I wonder if that will work. Okay, so back to your question. Um, so JSX need to be turned into JS, and the way that it does it is I don't know, TypeScript compiler or something. TypeScript playground. Okay, so if you go to playground and you write something like this is what you will get as the output. So you see how it kind of like turned everything into something. I wonder why it's using create element. This doesn't seem like a standard way of doing it. JSX preserve. Okay, JSX. Yeah. So this is how it will look like in real code. Um, so it will go to your like it says HTML tag. It's like, okay, hey, I need to output some HTML, but in order to turn all of those like angle brackets to some functions, this function need to be imported from somewhere. And this is at the time of where you transform from JSX to JS, you need to know what module to import. There is no just like any JSX, right? For React, it's going to be this. For something else, it's going to be like the other thing. And this is the thing. Where is it? This is the thing that is going to tell to compiler what to use. And it's like, hey, this is like, don't use React here, or like use it here. So this is what I'm trying to figure out how to set up. So right now, even though I have like exclude, it still tries to do that. Um, so the other thing I can do is I can do include instead. Uh, where is it? This one. Yeah. So I can do include, and it's like it should work right now. But if I do something like blah 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 here, right? So like folder that doesn't exist. Okay, it still works. React is unstoppable. Okay, uh, what what is the order they use? They use React the last. Okay, I wonder if that's something that will help me. So let's try Solid. Okay, so let's try Solid, and let's just try it as is. Okay, okay, I think it worked. So we don't have React elements anymore. I don't have like solid DevTools. I have this, but I don't know how it works. It's some kind of like time, how do you say it? Time travel thing. I never used it before. But we can look at the HTML, I guess, and just see. Okay, yeah, it needs to be a bit more. So dev 123. So if I do dev 123, okay, still not clear if that's solid. So if I do count. Okay, it's 0 now. If I call it, it's 1, 2, 3, and 0. Okay, so that looks better. Okay, so this is like how solid looks. Um, so now the interesting question is, if I go to page that requires React, if it will try to compile it with solid, nothing will work. so so now if I try to exclude everything from solid, it works. But now if I go to setup, okay, did I crash it again? Okay, I did. Now if I go to this one, okay, it crashes. So Vite, JSX, def, Vite, SSR. Okay, so this is actually what I was expecting, right? So like if none of them are picking it up, what is going to happen? And I guess like this is what is going to happen. So now I expect React to pick everything up. Okay, still crashed. Interesting. That's pretty interesting. So if I do include everything, okay, still crashed. Okay. Uh, okay, maybe this. Yeah, I'm wondering what's the like good pattern, because the example that they have is like this. So you just like you have to put everything into a special folder, and I want to try something like everything is React except for like this folder. The Yeah, it doesn't want to be non-static. Yeah, so I don't know how the yeah, I, I'm guessing that it crashes during SSR. So that's when it tries to turn it into string, and it tries to turn solid thing into string. So let me just oops, wrong thing. Uh, yeah, so let me just get rid of the solid stuff. So let's just turn it into regular JSX that could be compiled by anyone. And let's see if that's going to make any difference. Okay, it's not. Okay, but it still tries to do it through solid. Uh, okay, yeah. Okay, so I guess let's turn off React. Yeah, I don't like that I have to restart it every time. Okay, this is where our good old friend while sleep one do this. This is what I do in Astro a lot because it crashes. Yeah, so I turned off kind of like too much stuff. So right now I do this like exclude everything, right? So if I don't exclude everything, okay, so this is where it works. If I if I don't include it, it doesn't work. Now if I try to exclude it, okay, it crashes. So let me try to exclude just this file. Will that work? Okay, it does. So if I exclude some other file, it works. Okay. So, and let's just figure out the syntax. So do I start with src? Yeah, so I changed the other file. It doesn't. Okay. So now can I include this file? So I include just this one file. And does it work? Yes, it does. Okay. So now if I go to survey, React is not defined. Okay, so React didn't pick it up. Now let's do React without any options. So it's just like, hey React, try to do stuff, and it works. And if I go back to setup, it works. Okay, so this is what I'm thinking. This is my plan. So I specifically explain where solid stuff lives, and React picks everything else. So you notice that you don't, yeah. So it didn't try to do React on it. uh, it just picked up everything else by default. And as long as I kind of like manually specify where solid stuff goes, it should work. And if I create src components slash solid, that will probably work as well. So I go to details body and I move it to, yeah, so go to components, I create solid, and I, where's this? Okay, I lost where the file is. Oh no. Okay, details body. There it is. So where's solid? App setup. Okay. Yeah, so from setup to solid, move it there. Yes. Yes. Okay. So now now I go to setup step. It needs to import it from here. So now it doesn't know what to do with it. I can go back to Astro and I can say, hey, buddy, everything that is SRC component solid is a solid. Oops, what's that? Okay, what's happening? Probably. Okay, I'm guessing there was some syntax thing. Okay, so yeah, this is how I would have written it. So that's like React as the default, and let's make an exception for solid. And now when I'm importing this thing, yeah, okay, I think it looks good. Yeah, and now let's see. Yeah, let's see the power of HMR. Yeah, so it doesn't have to be underscore details body anymore. And yeah, let me actually start it. So let's add some state and stuff, and yeah, so we have count, and this is something that you can't do in in React, right? Just like let's increment stuff, and hello. Okay, it just started to 0. Now if I have 2 of them, tails body 2, and I have tails body 2 here. Okay, both of them are started from 0. And if I just change hello to, okay, yeah, I don't know how well this works in Solid, so maybe it's like per file. So if I create a file, the detail body to tsx, yeah, so do all of this. Yeah, I guess this is what I do. And I import details body from, okay, in my, I think my VS Code died again. Yeah, SolidJS. SolidJS is fun. It's there are like two school of thought. Is like one is like, yeah, Solid is just React, and the other is that Solid is nothing like React. Uh, okay, I don't know why my thing is so dead. Yeah, why is my thing is so dead? Okay, so it works right now. So if I change this, it restarts everything. If I go to this one, it doesn't work for some reason. Like none of the things work. But if I go here, okay, yeah. So I guess it's like per file. So the higher level one, when I change something here, the hello thing, uh, and second file. So when I save it, the counter is reset and this is reset, but the one higher it didn't. Yeah, I'm pretty skeptical about Vue. I didn't do too much stuff in Vue, but what I did was pretty I don't know. It looks too much like PHP in all the things that I don't like about PHP. It's like, yeah, for every problem you have like five solutions and like none of them are documented and you just like hoping that you will find something that works. Okay, so what did we get to? We got to the state where we can use JSX with hot module reloading in React and Solid all at the same time. Everyone is happy. Yeah, I guess like I don't want to. I don't want to do go through the whole exercise of like just of actually making details body work. I just wanted to play with HMR. So the plan is to create a branch. Uh, let's call it idea uh, JSX HMR React Solid. And once I have more time, I can kind of like play more with it. But what I've seen so far, like the how easy it was to set up solid stuff, I'm liking it. Of course, I don't like the of course I don't like the fact that solid plugin is like crashing Astro, and I don't like that VS Code just like doesn't understand what's happening. um, yeah, so I wonder if the VS Code uh, setup GSX. Um, yeah, I don't even know how to Google it, but okay. So we're just going to say that this experiment is like good enough. Work in progress. Tested out HMR in solid working at the same time as React. Yeah, so the next fun exercise is like, can I call solid from React, React from solid, and like like doing some kind of like I don't know, nested doll, all of these things, and yeah, I should probably make a separate stream for that. But how does it know it's JSX? I mean, how does it know? So if I restart TypeScript and hopefully like start working again, uh, the thing that is going to happen here is that it can't restart. Okay, so that's your reason. Oh yeah, so I was able to click on it, right? So like this div, it knows that it's div from solid. While if I go to this thing and I click on div here, it knows that this div is from React. So like that part works. It just like it doesn't work stable enough. If I remove this comment now, so this div should point to React, but yeah, it like it died again. What is the benefit of calling like React and yeah, so this is the way that I think about it is more like kind of like a migration story. Hey, we have this, I don't know, like a chat room that is really slow. Let's rewrite it in solid. Yeah, so now it's React thing. Okay, so this is how we're going to leave this branch. I was happy to see that it works, but we don't do that for now. But yeah, uh, I was thinking about it in terms of FogBender. So in FogBender, everything is in React. We use do we have it on beta? Probably not. Uh, Test. Yeah. So we have this like thing, right? Like the chat thing. So this like minimize text and like me clicking on this button, this is actually written in solid because like solid is kind of like small enough that you can afford to like add it and uh, not suffer too much for that. So this is pretty like isolated thing. So I wanted to use solid a bit more, but it's like, how do you manage that, right? How do you where do you put all of your code and stuff? So because like this thing, it's like in a separate package, so I can make sure that in this package we only use solid, right? That's fine, like that works. But how do you manage it? Like everything is living together. Yeah, so this component is like really easy. It's just like this icon, and it just shows kind of like iframe. So it's like it's isolated. It only works in DOM. There is no kind of like React or anything else. And I wonder if like, oh, we have this component. It's kind of like pretty slow. Let's just like rewrite it in Solid instead of React, and like let's see if that will work. uh, how do we put it in the same package? How do you like manage all of this stuff? And so I'm looking at this like JSX compilation and all that stuff, and I'm like, oh, maybe we can do something like that. Yeah, but that's I don't know, like all of I don't know if any of those experiments will result in anything, but uh, one thing to think about. Okay, so let's go and figure out what else we can talk about. So let me switch back to this. Let me restart everything. And so we figured this part out. So this is like what I don't like. I understand why they're doing it here because they need to show example of using like multiple things, and someone who looks at it, they're like why would they think that React is a default, right? Because it is actually a default. Because if you go to like React counter, it doesn't have JSX stuff, but Preact and Solid have. So that's why we know that React is a default. um, so yeah, I'm glad I figured that out. Uh, so what else? What else do we have in the thing? Case image services. Yeah, I want to look into image stuff. We're using everything right now already. Uh, the interesting part is like using images inside the markdown. We use that in Foglander, but not in B2B SaaS Kit, so can't really look at that yet. Markdown draft. Okay, interesting. So markdown draft configuration allows you to have the draft. Okay, deprecated feature. Okay, sure. That makes sense. It was a bit surprising that they did it before. Um, Removed automatic flattening. Yeah, I had some issues with like slash symbols and stuff, so hopefully that's they fix that. Okay, so remove transform. Okay, so this one, like, I just have no idea what that is. So if you have a CSS variable and you passed it to a style attribute, remove the keep uppercase for these variables and only original camel. Why is it an original? Okay, so you did it like that. My value is this, and before it would do. Okay, so this is some kind of alias. Okay, so it would add an alias or otherwhere. Okay, this seems okay. I'm glad they're removing features that like no one no one cared and or knew about. The class list stuff, like I haven't played with that yet. I think it again it kind of like makes sense. Uh, have no idea what any of that means. Okay, so in Astro 2.x, the content collection, you could export image, remove this. Okay, what should I do? If you're using image, remove it and validate images to. Okay. Oh, I see. So you just import it differently. Okay, that doesn't seem like a problem. Uh, okay, so partial shims or document on local storage in server rendered code. Interesting. Remove these partials. Oh, interesting. And they don't provide any like workarounds. I guess not a lot of people were relying on that, but it's interesting that they tried to do that. Style global and script hoist. Is global. Okay. Not sure. Again, I haven't used that, I think. Yeah, markdown component. That was a thing. Oh, okay. I'm going it in like in the wrong order, but we already finished. Okay, so it doesn't seem too scary. So let me figure out how much time I have. Okay, think we should do something about it. So here's the problem. Uh, Here is the actual problem that we have. Uh, so if I do build, for some reason, the output of stuff. So I go to vercel, output, static, index HTML, maybe. Okay, index HTML doesn't have anything, so we go to app index HTML. Yeah, and we have this before hydration URL, which I never seen before. I have no idea what that means. And this SSR option also. So I don't know what this is. I don't know what it means, and I don't know what to do with it. So here's what we're going to do. So I have started a new Astro, kind of like clean slate and all that stuff. So it's using Node right now. So I'm going to, I should switch it to vercel, because yeah, the Node thing didn't matter much. Okay, so here's our plan. We're going to remove this. We're going to remove this. We're keeping this. And so we're doing add React. And we're going to add vercel. Okay. So vercel serverless. Yeah, let's just check if this is what we use. Yeah, so vercel serverless. Yes. Okay. So now if I do build, go to static. Okay. Doesn't look too static at the moment. Huh. Why is it not static? Oh, output server, output hybrid. That's the good one. Okay. So now if we go to vercel, output static index HTML. So we see this before hydration stuff. Interesting. Why? What is it for? Okay, so uh hmm. Yeah. And I guess the question is, does it actually work? So if I start this server, okay, what does test do? Test console log hello state. Okay, where is it? Okay, okay, so it does do console log, but we need to put it somewhere where we can actually see it. Okay, oh, it's probably was like black on black, black font on a black background, so we couldn't see it. And I guess use effect set timeout. Hello world, hello React. And in 1 second, once. Use effect undefined. That's fine. Right. How does it work? Okay, so hello world, hello React, like everything works. Um, it shows it as grayed out because it's never red, but yeah, the TypeScript is dying, slowly dying. Okay. Yeah, and we don't really need this whole world, I guess. Okay, let it stay. So now let's try to let's try to deploy this thing. So let's try to deploy this. My personal project. I don't have an existing project. It's going to be something like this, and it's going to be with this code. Okay, so install this and development command and build. Okay, so everything looks good. Which settings would you like to override? Okay. Oh, would you like to modify? Okay, now I didn't understand the question. Yeah, I would say something. Oh yeah, I guess. Hmm. How would I design that UI to make it better? I think that's better. It just takes one time to click on the wrong thing to understand what's happening. Okay, so it's building. Shouldn't build for too long because it's just like one page. So and we know that it deployed all of this stuff. Okay, interesting that it created functions even though there's nothing that should call these functions. But hey, okay. So hello world and no hello React. Okay, so empty project with React and vercel does not deploy to vercel. And we have the receipts. Okay, so yeah. So I think this is we have this in the bag. So but oh actually actually I already have project just for astro bug reports. So I should be using that project. Oh, that's fun. Okay. Uh, okay. Um, yeah, I probably have it locally somewhere, but uh, I don't want to. I don't want to do that. So, yeah, how are we going to do that? Yeah, so just to make sure that I'm not crazy, this is what we're going to do. So I'm going to say npx astro 8 astro at latest. And yeah, I can probably like send them this video of me actually doing this. So we're doing this. Uh, so we're going to call it uh, Astro vercel, Astro React vercel, Astro 3 React SSR vercel. Fuck. Let's use empty. I can install my own dependencies. Do you plan to write TypeScript? Yes. And I like their script thing. It doesn't have like one option that I like. We don't need get. Yeah, thanks. Okay, so here's the plan. I want to go to Astro 3 stuff. And okay, I should probably just go to Astro website and check if they already have this reported on vercel. Logs too much. Breaks when used with Astro assets. Interesting. So Astro 3 is a result of enabling image service locally. SVG images. Okay. Can confirm. Breaks when using. I'm not sure how to fix it. Seven production. Okay. Okay, so it doesn't look like they have this exact thing. So 3 React beforehand. Oh yeah, this is it. Link to minimal reproduction kit with production Cloudflare pages. Thank you. We will look into this as soon as we can. Okay. So yeah, so they have the bug. They just need to have a better. Maybe they didn't need. Yeah. So if they have this issue, I can just send them a new URL. Okay, so here's the plan. So we have done this. So we created git commit this. So now we are here. So we are doing. Okay. We're doing npx React. Okay. Would you like to install the following packages? Sure. Sure. Did it work like that? Okay, I think I'm doing it wrong. Yarn Astro? Astro. Oh yeah, I forgot to do yarn. Sure. Oops. Yeah, and I guess, yeah. Yeah, so let's do this. Page failed. Okay. Not sure what that means, but okay. So install this. And yes, yes, yes. Okay, so now is the plan. So if I just start dev version and I go so output server. So output, I guess output doesn't matter. Maybe it does. I guess we can test it, right? Sure. So let's go to pages and we're going to create a new file test.tsx. This is the text.tsx. So we're going to say hello from server. Hello. Yeah. Hello from server. Hello from browser. And yeah. So we'll do this. Now we do test client load. And we import test from test. Okay, it messed up. Messed up a bit. Okay, so we do dev. So on dev, it works. Hello from server. Okay, doesn't work on dev. Hello from server. Hello from browser. Okay, that works. Hello world. Hello state. Okay, so hello world. Okay, am I editing the wrong thing? What's happening? Hello state. Okay, hello server, hello browser. Okay, good. So this is the kind of like the minimal thing that we need to care about. So we did this. So now we do. Uh, so now we do this. Yeah. So report and just link the thing. Okay. So now I want to push it, and I want to use existing project. An existing project is being Python, Photon, being Photon, and yeah, so it's building it now, and I guess it's using like all the same settings and stuff. Yeah, the difference is that it's going to use SSR instead of SSG, which is going to be like one more point, I guess. Yeah, so now we don't have index.html, so we go to that page. Hello from server, hello from browser. Interesting. So it works in SSR. That's fun. And so this island doesn't have that. Um, I forgot what it was. It doesn't have that before hydration URL, so it works fine. So we can, yeah. Okay, I see. So the idea here is that we're saying, yeah. So now we go to output. Change output from server to what the other ones are. Okay, I need to restart my TS again. I guess it's because it's like the same TypeScript server for the all of my windows, just because of like B2B probably having more stuff, and it probably dies there. I can close it. Maybe it will. Maybe it will make life. Okay, static server or hybrid. Yeah, so I think the problem is that it needs to be static. So now, okay, so now I do vercel again. 200 bytes. that's too small. Yeah. So now I do static. Oh, exited. Interesting. Okay. Not entirely sure why would it fail. Okay, if I use serverless, okay, I understand. Hybrid. Okay. Yeah. Huh. Yeah. And I create two commits. So one is like all of the commits are like, hey, it works, it works, it works, and I change this one thing and everything fails. Yeah, think that's the that's the approach. Okay. Uh, Thing it didn't put it to prod. I guess I can promote it somehow. Promote to prod. Yep. Okay. So build, voice summary and stuff. Okay. And I go to it and hello from server and that. Okay. Okay. By using static HTML output, the file now, the I guess the island now has whatever the thing. Okay, the browser, that one works. This one. Now it has before hydration URL, and it breaks hydration. How do you do shrug emoji? Shrug text. Okay. Okay. Copilot is not that helpful. Shruggy. Okay. Okay. So the plan is that now this yeah, I don't know. Okay, so the plan is that now this commit, I'm going to call it let's add client load React component. Yeah, and it still works, but this one doesn't. Okay. Okay, so here's the plan. Here's the plan. Yeah, I wonder if you can have like a public build URLs on vercel. So can I send the build to someone? I don't think so. Okay. Okay. So the idea is that I can go here, say vercel. Interesting that it says building. Like I don't actually have to wait for it, right? I probably Control C out of it. Okay. Okay. So if I go to this thing and there's a deploy that I just did like a second ago, and it works. So I can say this. I guess I can. Yeah, I can actually like. Yeah, I can. I can just like add it to Git. Yeah. So now I do vercel prod. Yeah, and that one is going to be the one that I'm going to add to the thing. Okay, so I was able to reproduce this with vercel serverless adapter as well. You can see okay. You can see that in the last commit, I'm changing output from server to hybrid, and it stops iterating it on the client. Okay. Yeah, so production. So this is production and it's whole server. Okay, so I can okay, so I wonder if I should just write readme for this. Yeah. Um, reproducing this. Uh, code that works. Okay, so works is this one. Okay, how do I do it? Code that works is this, and it's deployed to, yeah, so deployed is this one. Oops. Code that doesn't work uh, and deployed to this. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I think that should be fine. That should be fine. Oh. Yeah. Maybe like this. I recently created git shop as like a force push. Yeah, so that would be cool if that was a link, but I don't know how to do that. Okay, yeah, so this, yeah, that just like this was the only thing that you need. So yeah, so this is the thing. So I was wondering if compile it. Oh yeah, it doesn't know the full link, right? It's too much to ask from it. Yeah, I guess. Okay. Good. So let's say that this is going to be this and this. Okay, and now let's go to here. So I was able to produce this result several steps. Well, you can see that in the last commit, I'm changing output from server to habit and stops hydrating on the client. I created reproduction here. And it's deployed here. Okay, so okay. Yeah, so you can open this one, right? Okay, I think I have like too much stuff. Yeah, okay, this is better. And yeah, so I expected this instead of this. Oh yeah, I guess that's also a thing that I should do in the incognito that I have. Okay, so this is the working one. I need to make a screenshot of that working one. Yep. Okay. Okay. Okay, so this one should be here. Okay. Okay. And the expected one, I can also link to it. Yeah, so I don't have to do deployed. Instead, I got this. Okay. I created a reproduction here. Yeah. Okay. That's our thing. And on Twitters, on the other Twitters, I have been complaining about this, and I can link now to the issue. Okay, this is not great. Okay, it's created a reproduction. Only happens in broad side. Okay, and So here's where we're living it, right? So we have a breaking change that is or whatever, like critical bug, right? We have a critical bug that prevents us from updating to Astro 3.0. And once it's fixed, I will try to do it again. Hopefully, it will go much smoother. We I need to look into QGP as well, but uh, I feel like it's like a lot of work and and uh, not a lot of getting back. So I don't know when I'm going to be able to do that. The idea is that they have these recipes of like migrate to Astro, and one of the recipes is create React app, and I want to have uh, kind of like community recipe or whatever. They allow you to add like your own recipes for this exact reason, right? So like they create React app to Astro, and I haven't looked too deeply into this one, and most of it makes sense. But it's more about like how do I rewrite my application while I'm talking about how do I keep my keep my application. Uh, yeah. So and that one uses QGP, and uh, we can simplify QGP a lot. Uh, so for so I think my plan is actually the following. So hopefully, kind of like soon. I didn't know when it's going to happen, but soon we're open sourcing Fog Blender. I guess. Hope that I'm like not I'm not breaking anything by showing this. Um, but we already kind of like writing the new open source README, all that stuff. So it's like, hey, this is how you can run it locally. And unfortunately, we don't have instructions on how to run it not locally. But it's if you're going to run it, you will figure it out. It's like, uh, and if you don't know how to do that, you probably don't want to run your own version. Um, so we're kind of like working on open sourcing Fogbender, and Fogbender uses QGP. If I go to our front package JSON, that's a lot, and one of them is QGP. So I want to update Fogbender to version 3 as well. We don't use vercel, so like it's not going to have this issue, but it might have some other issue, right? And once we migrate Fogbender to version 3, once I figure out if it's like safe to remove Vite from Fogbender, we switch to Astro completely, and then I look at what is left of QGP, and if something is left, I will try to put it in templates and all that stuff. There is another way. I could just go to QGP template, um, the one that does like Vite, Astro, and create React app all at the same time, and just like look at the templates themselves and figure out this way. It might be easier, but it's not as it's not going to be as useful, right? It's going to be more fun if we can do it on Fogbender first. Okay, I think that's it. Cool to see. Where is it? Did I close it? Uh, I had like an article open for us to. Uh, Nice to see Astro 3.0. Did a lot of features. I know that like most people are excited uh, about the view transition stuff. I haven't I haven't played with that. I wonder if I can do it in a few minutes that I have. Um, so I have this branch where I was playing with when I was playing with like the previous version of kind of like SPA router that they have. So it was like Astro 2.9 and like experimental view transitions and all that stuff. So yeah, let me quickly just like uh, try to switch to it. So we are going to Astro 3.0 branch, and it's going to conflict a bit. Uh, so okay, so the plan is we do yeah found parent. Okay, I don't know what's happening. Okay, should probably quit. Should probably quit VS Code. It's like it keeps dying. Okay, so the idea is that I think ViewTransitions. Okay, so I will leave it as an experimental, and I will just see if that's going to give a give a bug or some kind. So the plan is to do yarn and yarn dev. So yeah, so it's no longer experimental thing. It's so ready for prime time. Now let's go to 3000, and so we are here. And now if I click on setup, is have you seen it? The idea is that uh, if I click on it, it updates in place. Okay, I think at least all the code works. Okay, so okay, so now I'm showing, I'm adding HTMX link. So if I click on HTMX, works. And if I click back, works. Did they really fix it? This is so cool. This is actually, yeah. So when I go to HTMX, I'm opting out of all of this stuff, right? So this is like where HTMX basically takes over. So when I click kind of like back from HTMX like that, it's a full page reload. But then when I click on this, it does it through ViewTransitions. And the main point is that if I go to app, like the app didn't work before. Oh, cool. Yeah, so I recorded like a loom. Uh, if it's here, yeah.
I use
Yeah, so
client-side routing.
I click on um, I click on
But this
HTMX
page
here.
um, doesn't have this. So
So it does
when I click into it,
this like nice transition stuff,
like the onload event
but
basically is
JavaScript
required.
didn't
So
run
when
on
we
this
open this
page.
app,
So I'm complaining that like
but
buttons don't work, which in our case, they do.
I guess like everything works, and like I
If
don't
I
expect
refresh it, I think, and
this
click home,
link to be client-side
it works
routing
fine.
because that tag there. The idea is to mess up.
Yeah, but if
I
I
don't
go
want
to
I
app,
don't
it
want an
doesn't
easy
work.
load where you try to do thing side routing here.
And if I think when I was like on app, so I go to app and I press back button, it would basically get stuck somehow. Okay, interesting. So you see this error like 404, it shows for like one frame. It's like, hey, developer. So it made client side navigation in React router first, then it did client-side navigation in Astro router. So we did have like two navigations happening. Okay, and I need to add like a button to home from this page. Uh, yes, the allocator just doesn't work. Okay, I need to reload it and then it works. Okay, so if I do just a regular link to home, okay, so now if I click on this link, okay, it's using the SPA router. What do you mean? Okay, this is so confusing. It uses SPA router for this navigation. Okay, so when I click on prompts, does that is does that also mean that they both click on it? Okay, so if I'm on overview, then I'm on prompts, then I'm on home. Okay, this is create React app navigation because I don't see the thing. But this is both of them, and this is both of them. Okay, this is so confusing. Yeah, but it works like so much nicer than before. Yeah, I think that was like the bugs that I reported the last time. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I'm a believer now. I think ViewTransitions are cool. Yeah, and this link, because it it because React router doesn't try to handle this link. You don't see that like hey developer thing if you use back button, right? Interesting. This is so interesting. And it also like all the JavaScript works here, right? Does it do scroll preservation? Does. How they're doing that? This is so magical. Okay, I was already going to like finish the stream, but yeah, this is like this is so cool. Okay. I want to preserve that branch for the kind of like for the posterity for the bug report. But I'm going to create a new branch that is going to be um, view transitions, and yeah, so we turn on client-side routing, and we're turning it on for every page, in, except for like HTMX, right? And probably survey. Killed it. But when I'm on survey and I click on home, no, it's also there. Okay, so it's like every page. Yeah, so this is React router, but this is this is so crazy. So okay, so Astro view positions. So there is a way to yeah, it's not going to work. Okay, so I'm doing the last thing. I will just like run Safari and check how it looks in Safari. So I'm clicking on HTMX. it's a full page reload or not. Okay, so that was a full page reload. But this is SPA, but just like without animations. And like it works. So, and if I go to, yeah, if I go to like ejected and I click on something and I go back, client-side routing, it works. It just doesn't do animation part, right? So it's just the router, just how all the routers work. Interesting. Okay, this is really cool because I tried so many of these things for like SPA modes for Astro, and like none of them worked. So this is why I'm so, yeah. So this is the full page reload because it doesn't use the same layout. But I guess if it did, if we used the same layout here, yeah, but then again, you have like two routers running at the same time. Yeah, yeah. I have my concerns about like having two routers at the same time, but on the other hand, like it works. It does work. Yeah, all the animations and stuff. I don't have use for that. I'm more interested in like what do you do to kind of like opt out of it and all that stuff. And there's like a vent that you can listen to. So I go to layout and then where they have ViewTransitions. So I have I do console log navigation, and yeah, I don't know the stuff about once. What does it change? But okay, so navigation completed. Now if I'm clicking on H2 Max, I don't get the navigation, but if I click here, navigation completed. But if I go to setup, okay, so what's the point? Event first and the end of page navigated, blah blah blah. You can use this to run code on every page navigation or only once. Okay, so I want to do on each page navigation. Okay, so navigation complete. If we go to H2 Max, navigation complete. Interesting. But yeah. Okay, so if I go to app now, navigation complete. If I go to prompts, okay, so those things, it doesn't take over. I guess it like, yeah, it doesn't know that it happened. But if I use, yeah, now we're in in a trouble. So now if I go here, I go to settings. We navigated in both of them at the same time, and okay. Yeah, all the animations. I don't care about the animations, but I should try it eventually. But yeah, so we have this issue with uh remove child and node and stuff. So this fine, but this is not fine. And you see that it's like it's blinking. It's actually like it's probably like animating it. If I go here, yeah. If I use client-side navigation here, yeah. So the thing is that what you should be doing is that you should be checking if we are in a SPA mode. So we have this app layout, and so we say I don't know SPA is true. And here we do uh, those props, and SPA is a boolean. So when we have SPA, we don't want to show view transition. Okay. Okay, so it's happening. Okay, so now if I'm on this page, I don't see the navigation happening, right? I'm here, and if I go to prompts, it's all the internal navigation. But now, yeah, interesting. So I did turn off view transitions, but I still have this bug. Okay, so now let's see if I'm crazy. Oh, yes, I am crazy. I didn't save this. Okay, so okay, so I'm on settings, and I go to prompt, and I open it, and I go back. Navigation complete. Okay, navigation still happened. Okay. Okay, so it's okay, it's true. It's SPA. Okay, so it's true. And we still have this navigation complete code. Hmm. Okay, I'm confused. It's navigation complete. Okay, so am I importing ViewTransitions from anywhere else? No, this is the only place. Right. How does it look in the head? Should be just some kind of script, right? Okay, astro view transition enabled, content true. Now, if I turn it off, go to head, I wonder if that's some kind of browser cache or something. When I click back button, maybe it just picks one from cache, and that one had transitions enabled. Yeah, so if we go here, yeah, I see this. So copy selector. Eh, that's not a good selector. Okay, so uh, okay, so it's a thing that has a name. Okay, so let's watch this expression. So I guess I can get content attributes. How do you do it? Okay, it's null. Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, this one. Okay, so it's true. If we go to HTMX, we don't get anything. And we go back, we have something, and we go to the app, we don't have anything. Okay, refresh, we don't have anything. We go to prompts, we go to settings, we go back. Yeah, does navigation complete? It shows that it's not there. Okay, this is so complicated. So now, what if I turn it off completely now? Refresh it. You don't see any navigation stuff. Press back. Okay, nothing happens anymore, so I can use my stuff now. Yeah, so I don't know if that's cache or it's just like importing this module is what triggers it. So I could be doing something like this. So I could be checking props. This is more like how like server components work. So if props okay, so I have some kind of thing, and this thing is if I have an SPA, it's just empty string. But if not, let's create an IFE and let's return uh, ViewTransitions. And where do we get ViewTransitions? We get them from here, but it's const equals await import. Okay. Okay, so it's await here. So it has to be async here and await here. Okay. So out is any. Okay, that's not helpful. But yeah, I guess. And now here I just do out. Okay. Uh, so it doesn't look like it's happy. Yeah. So so it has to be function. Okay, so what other functions we have? I need like no op function. I guess what I can do is I can say something like post hog and view transition. And so here I call out, out like that. And yeah, I remove post hog from here. So it's going to be like either post hog or view transitions. Okay, so I'm inside of SPA and it still says that navigation is complete. Okay, so console log 123. Okay, refresh. Not 123, but navigation is complete. Okay, this is for sure concerning. So if I go to like home, so it shows 123, and we have view transitions enabled, and we see navigation complete as we would expect. But then we go here, like the tag is not there anymore. We didn't, I guess, yeah, I don't know. Let's refresh. Yeah, we don't import that stuff anymore. But who is creating the event, right? That's the thing. So where's the stack? Where is our stack? Okay, WebSocket. I wonder if that's just dev thing. I wonder if that works like that only in dev. If you're seeing WebSocket here. Yeah, I don't see the thread to see like who called this event. I was hoping how do you call it? Scope? I was hoping to see who created that event. To see who posted it, to figure out why this code is even running. Code node frames. Okay. Okay, we have something. So we have view transition astro. Yeah, exactly. So I don't import view transition astro. That's the thing. How did we get to view transition astro? Yeah, I think there's a bug. I think they are including this code maybe as integration or something, and it shouldn't be there. Is transition enabled? Okay. Yeah, so it checks if transition enabled is like way later. By that time, this function is already called. Okay, so I think I'm good at this. I think I can find bugs in anywhere anyway. So good on me. It's just one of those good on me things that I was able to find it. And yeah, it's one of those hey, oops, I think I broke it. Uh I yeah. So I'm not going to create bug report for this one. It's just uh I guess I can just like I can quickly explain what I'm trying to do. So I'm inside of SPA and I don't want to have a view transition script here. The same similar way as I'm like here, right? I'm like, oh, I already have a router. Like, why do I do anything else? So the idea is that if I go to home, I should see uh, I should see it on home. Uh, but for some reason, page load event didn't happen. So go here. Yeah. So the idea is that view transition is disabled for this page. And if I click home, view transition is enabled for this page and we see the event trigger. So that's fine. So now if I go back, we don't have view transitions here. We shouldn't see the event. Now if I go forward, um, we should see it. So that's fine so far. So now if I go to inside of create React app application, it triggers navigation, which maybe it's fine, but like I don't have view transition here. So if I refresh it, I shouldn't see this. Like, why is navigation complete? Like, I'm not I'm not navigating to a page that has view transition. So like why am I seeing it? Yeah, so the idea is that on a backend, whenever we are importing Astro transitions, we are printing like 1, 2, 3. So if I refresh it, 1, 2, 3 is not printed, but for some reason the transition code is still here. So if I click on prompt or settings, right? So this is SPA navigation that is handled by React router. And if I have like some state and I click between it, like everything is fine. But now when I click a back button, for some reason Astro SPA mode kicks in and I get the event that happened and it destroyed the page because it doesn't know how to handle it. So yeah, that's the bug. Like I can't opt out of view transition router on the pages where I already have a real router. And it used to be worse, right? It used to be when I like even click on this thing, it will kick in. I think I don't remember exact specifics, but I still see this issue with it kicking in when I click back button in the browser. So that's that's me uh, trying trying to find trouble um, and being surprised uh, that this event is getting triggered from like this code, right? So like this is where we have this is where we should be like setting all of this stuff. So like I don't know how we got to this code, right? So like why is this JavaScript script on the page if we don't see this code on the page? So it seems to me that just like uh, it's the same bug in a sense of like how if you import markdown if you don't use it but you still see css from it, this is probably one of those things of like just maybe like how integration is set up or something like it injects this script even in cases where you shouldn't. Okay, I think that's it. I'm going for like 2 hours 40 minutes and yeah, uh, I like to break stuff. That's going to be my thing. But yeah, I think there's not too much stuff left um, that will prevent us from upgrading B2B SaaS Kit to Astro 3.0. Uh, if if not for those navigation bugs, maybe we would have even like enabled view transitions in B2B SaaS Kit because it looks nicer, right? If you go to oh yeah, we don't show it on this page, but it looks kind of nice when you like navigate between pages, but yeah, it breaks an app, and app is more important. So yeah, let's turn stuff off, and thanks everyone who was watching.